I first adopted chickens nearly 10 years ago.
And these are my gorgeous chickens.
They've become an amazing part of my family life, but knowing that we've rescued them from a life lived in cages makes having them feel all the more special. They are the lucky ones, but for 10 million hens in the UK, home is still a cage, and that was the case for Posy and Maud. Posy and Maud were two of the millions of commercial laying hens here in the UK, which are bred to produce over 11 billion eggs each year. But despite a change in the law and some improvements in welfare, the only life that Posy and Maud knew was in a cage, with no space to roam and no access to the outdoors.
It's really, really sad that in this day and age we've still got 10 million hens every year kept in cages in the UK. I think people don't realise, because I know that they wouldn't want hens kept in cages like that. And I think people assume that cages have gone. They haven't gone.
Figures show that 1 in 5 eggs in the UK come from caged hens.
So hens kept in cages have about an A4 sheet of paper's worth of space to move around in. They're kept in what is called colony cages, so they're kept in with other birds, but they're kept quite tightly packed in there. They possibly won't have sunlight, they'll get their food delivered to them.
These shocking conditions were all Posy and Maud had known. That was until the British Hen Welfare Trust stepped in. This amazing charity have saved 1 million hens who are at the end of their egg-laying cycle from slaughter by giving them a free-ranged retirement. And Posy and Maud were next on their rehoming list.
We always knew that we wanted to rescue chickens. As a family, we have always rescued animals. We've never bought animals, so when we were looking for chickens, it just seemed natural to rehome them. I think there's so many animals out there that need good homes, and there's not enough good homes for them.
Posy and Maud were in a shocking condition when Catherine first rescued them.
When Posy and Maud arrived, we were all just shocked and heartbroken, and there was tears because it was sad to see that we treat animals like that. They were missing so many feathers, they were bald, they had barely any feathers. You could see a lot of their skin underneath. It was during the hot weather as well, and they immediately wanted to sunbathe, and we were really worried that they were going to get sunburnt. Around their eyes, which is now really lovely and bright pink, it was really pale and silvery, and their legs were pale and silvery as well. And I'm guessing that's due to lack of sunlight. I don't think they hadn't been outdoors, so I don't think they'd been exposed to the sun at all. Their feathers, they were missing so many feathers. We could just see their skin underneath and their tiny, tiny bodies. It just was absolutely heartbreaking to see them. Posy and Maud both had patches of feathers missing on their throats, where I think they'd been reaching through the cage to get their food every day. When they first arrived, they stood on one leg quite a lot. It was as if they were not used to standing on the ground.
At first, the girls were timid and reserved, scared of the outdoors, something which they were experiencing for the first time. But slowly, the two hens started to spread their wings.
When Posy and Maud first arrived, they were a little bit timid, but they quickly came out of their shell, so to speak, pun intended, and their personalities came shining through. I think people don't realise what characters chickens have got. They are very inquisitive. They come racing over to see you, to see what you've got for them. So Posy and Maud have got the run of our garden here, and they love it. They love getting in the compost and scratching around. They love dust bathing in the flower beds. It's really lovely to see. They go in, we've got various hutches that they can go in and chill out, and they'll go in there and they'll create a little nest for themselves. They wouldn't have been able to do any of that, living their lives in cages. And I know from seeing Posy and Maud exploring our garden, they need much more space than that. Posy is small but ferocious. She's definitely the top hen here. Maud's bigger and beautiful but a bit more submissive. But yeah, they're such great personalities. You can just sit and watch them. I don't think people realise what brilliant pets they are, because they're just fun to watch. They're brilliant to interact with.
From a life living in a cage with no more space than an A4 piece of paper to now roaming around Catherine's allotment as family pets, life couldn't have changed more dramatically for Posy and Maud.
We've found chickens to be amazing pets for children. It really teaches them responsibility, where their food comes from. They both love the chickens. They love coming down here and interacting with the chickens. My daughter is clicker training one of the chickens and has taught it to get up on a swing. I would highly, highly, highly recommend people considering getting hens look to rescue them as a first option because it's so rewarding.
I've seen personally with my own chickens the transformation of a caged hen to living a life of freedom with space. And I'm just so thrilled that Posy and Maud are now enjoying their free-ranged retirement. Please support the RSPCA's campaign to end cages for farm animals. You'll find the link in the description. To see more incredible rescue stories like these, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means we can help more rescues here on Rescue Vet. Bye for now.